What is up, everybody? Thanks for joining me today. We're doing something a little different. A new segment I want to try out called Bank Fishing Secrets. So we're going to get into a few tips here and there. They're more so tips than secrets, but secrets sound better in the title, so that's what we're going to go with. Anyhow, I'm going to get this skunk off my back right quick. Now let's get into it. So we're starting out with that 4-inch Yamasenko. It's a little stick bait. We will talk about the baits after the video. It's kind of torn up. Had it on from last time I was fishing. Got a 1/8 ounce bullet weight on there. 8-pound line, 7-1 medium fast action rod. Run another rod as well. Gear ratio on this reel is somewhat fast for a spinning gear. It is in the 6s, 6 something. Have to take a look at it. But conditions we're looking at, I'd say it's about 82 right now ish, according to my weather app, which is always wrong because it was supposed to storm all day. And it looks like we got about a 3-hour break in that storm, and it started out this morning, kind of cleared up. Should give us plenty of time to catch some fish today. There we go. Right off the bank, got that skunk right off our backs. Nice bass. Come on in here. Hitting that stick. Beautiful largemouth. Oh, come on up, buddy. Gonna be a good day. She's pretty. All right, everybody, so we broke that skunk with this gorgeous largemouth. Now, not too big, not too small. I say she's just right for our first fish of the day. Thanks for being part of the show. So the first one I got for y'all is to fish the bank. So when I first got into working baits, I didn't have too much guidance. I'd come out here throwing rooster tails or worms, that sort of deal. And what I'd be doing was throwing them as deep as I possibly could. And I'd catch 1-2 fish and kind of blame it on, you know, the bigger fish are out deeper. I can't find them. I don't know where they're at. I can't reach them. I need bigger weights. I need a heavier lure, that sort of thing. When I was overlooking dozens and dozens of fish right here on the bank. So you got to think about it this way. You got bugs, flies, all sorts of things falling in the water here. You have bait, bluegill, whatever, minnows running through the rocks, wanting that hard structure. You're going to be having predators on your rock, on your grass lines, that sort of thing, waiting to ambush those fish. Now I'd say 9 out of 10 times I'm casting right off my bank line, and the majority of fish I'm catching are right off the bank, and nice ones too. As you saw, we started out the video pulling one right off the rock, and yeah, you're gonna snag more. Absolutely. Fishing something like this is a little more weedless. I just jinxed myself like that, but able to pull it right out. But you're also going to be catching fish. I mean, look at that big water, randomly thrown out there catching a fish. Your odds are going to be a lot less than tracing a bank line trying to target them that way. So fish the bank, my friends. Let's catch another one and get on to our next thing. All right, so we've made a quick jump. We were down there at the end of that riprap, walked all the way over here, didn't throw any casts along the way. Maybe we'll retrace that stuff. However, got a nice little corner right here. Throw that old 8-ball in the corner pocket, see if we can catch anything. And it brings me to our next tidbit, which is something I like to call the rule of 20. And it's something I live by when I'm out here bank fishing. Which, there we go, fish on. Oh, little bass. All right, beautiful. Which is if you're fishing from the bank and you don't catch a fish or get any bites, beautiful. Within 20 minutes, it's time to consider making a jump. I don't like to stay in a spot longer than 20 minutes if I'm not catching fish. Sometimes 15 minutes. If it's a spot I know is going to be hitting, maybe I'll spend a little bit more time there. However, it's a good rule of thumb to jump around a bit when you can. If you're still not catching fish, different baits, I guess. If I'm in an area for like 2 hours and I don't catch something, I'm changing entire bodies of water. For example, here, if we end up skunking out, which we're not right now, which is absolutely awesome considering how hot it is given these conditions, I'd make a jump over there to the actual big river. If that doesn't work out, I'd try a lake or something like that. But jump around when you're not catching fish. No reason to just be casting out into the abyss, getting no bites over and over and over again with the same results. They're either not there or they're not interested in eating what you're providing for them. Chances are, within your area, not too far away, there are fish that will be willing to take that bait. There we go, fish on. Come on up here, baby. What are you? Beautiful. Beautiful little spotted bass. Definitely not a size day. Well, not yet. Something jumps in the background as soon as I say that. Pretty looking spot. You can tell by how white their bellies are, and this little bit of kind of a checkered, I don't know what you call that, spotted pattern on the bottom. Really pretty one. All right guys, that storm is rolling in. I'm hearing thunder in the background. I'm gonna try to hammer out a couple fish. I'll give you all the last tidbit back at the place where we do the little bait review, because it has to do with the coloring of the baits you're throwing. Something I find extremely useful and it's been very helpful to me. That's a nice fish. Come on in. Come on in here. No, stay down. All right, you can come up now. They can shake these tubes fairly easily, so we gotta get her up here. All right, flip-roo. Good looking fish. Got some battle damage on you. Thank you so much. Absolutely gorgeous, man. Looks like you took one through the eye where you got some sort of infection. There we go. Absolutely lovely, guys. I got a weird angle. I got rods here, so I can't get too close. Just check her out. Beautiful. Let me get you back in. Try to bag another one before this storm hits. All right. Thanks, girl. She was decent. Good fish. Little guy. Is that a fish? There's no way. Oh, come on, man. A stick. Oh, it's a fish. I've been catching a lot of these lately. It's a little warmouth. Pretty, man. Cool looking fish. For sure. It is the time of year. These guys are biting everything. The way that dude hit that tube, couldn't tell if I had a stick on. I thought I had a fish. I think it was running me into the rocks. We'll get her back in. Cool looking little fish though, man. Crazy the fish that'll eat these tubes. Awesome multi-species bait. Anyway, little buddy. Well, that storm is rolling in fast. We caught some nice fish today. We're gonna finish up this video back at the place instead of standing out here in a lightning storm with a graphite rod. What is up, everybody? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a great time making this one as always. So before we get to that final little tip I got for y'all, I'll show you exactly what we're using today, which was the MVP of the video, really, was that Strike King Bitsy tube, that 2.75 inch tube in green pumpkin. I got that loaded with a 1/8 ounce equal claw tube head jig, and they just fit perfectly. I will write these in the description as well if you want to check them out there. And the 4-inch Yamasenko. Now I quickly abandoned fishing this after about 30 minutes of not getting a strike on it. However, I think if I was persistent and I threw them in the same areas I threw that tube in, I probably would have gotten hit just as well. However, this is the one we were working with. It is a green pumpkin. It's pretty shredded. I gotta give it the old snip down the middle and turn these into two little Ned Rig baby psychos. Now, so the third and final tip I got for you guys has to do with your color selection in the dead heat of summer. The hardest time of year for me personally to fish is when it's about 95 degrees in summer, in July, in August. It gets really, really tough here in the southeast. Now, winter, not an issue for me. I got creeks where I can catch bass in. It's really, really cool. We only freeze over maybe a week, and that's your very, very small ponds. My river is constantly flowing, and we got species like white bass and skipjack. So winter's always good. However, the middle of summer is tough. And the one thing I do to mitigate that is to select my colors very, very carefully, almost matching the stainage of my water, but a shade just darker or just lighter than the body of water I'm throwing. Usually between these colors, I'm able to match my stainage pretty well. You have your kind of motor oil right here. Got your pumpkin, watermelon, green pumpkin, another shade of green pumpkin. You guys get the idea. You'll find something to work. If my water is really, really muddy, I will be throwing something June buggy or something I know is gonna get noticed, maybe something white. However, if I'm working stained water, I'm gonna be throwing something like this, trying to get as close to my stainage as possible. And I have noticed a very, very big difference. Now, I get going, I gotta start my morning rituals, everything that needs to be done today before I can go out and fish. We got a loud eater up in the house as usual, of course. We gotta take him on a walk. Be good to yourself, be good to each other, and get some good fish on, my friends. If you enjoyed this segment, drop me a like, drop a comment, and we'll do some more videos like this. I'll catch y'all next time.